So round of 32, here we go. Sit back, relax, pick a favorite team, see how far they can get. So for the first one, we got Texas Tech over Quinnipiac, and I am happy about that because I didn't want to have to justify or say their name wrong over and over again. We'll just put TTU, their abbreviations. Texas Tech's in a better conference. I feel like they're getting hot at the right time. Their offense is a lot more potent than Quinnipiac, I believe, or I don't know how to say it. And I just feel like they're just going to be overwhelming for them, and they're not going to hit them. So that'll be my reason for Texas Tech. And we will get rid of these bottom two. And we'll go on to the next one. The Gamecocks over Kansas. Okay, so I could see this being a close game, especially I don't know what's going on with Hunter Dickinson and Kevin McCullough. I know they're hurt for the Big 12 conference, so maybe they're obviously trying to be ready for the big dance. But let's just say Kansas has an off day, and South Carolina has beaten Tennessee. They beat Kentucky. I think they beat Florida. They're in a pretty good conference, and they can play with the best of them. They only have like 5 or 6 losses on the year. So I'm just going to say South Carolina gets hot, keeps it close, and just hits their free throws at the end of the game, knocks Kansas out. So we will remove South Carolina and Kansas and go on to the next one. Comment which team at the beginning of the video you think is going to make it all the way, and what team you thought, what upsets that you thought were going to happen. For the real one, I know this is random. We got Houston, pretty chalk pick by the wheel over St. Mary's. St. Mary, it's like, this would be like a game that's like 51-49. We got like two of the best defenses in the country, but Houston just on a tear. They feel like it's their year, and they just score more points than St. Mary's. Their offense is just better. St. Mary's has been playing a dog shit conference other than Gonzaga. So, I mean, they went 15-1 in the conference, but they got the rest of their losses out of the conference. So, yeah, I like Houston in this spot here. Let's keep it going. Let me check if this is still recording. Arizona over the Zags. Ooh, I would love to see this game. I feel like Arizona feels like they got cheated out of last year against Princeton, and they're just trying to prove themselves again, especially with Caleb Love there. Gonzaga's not their old selves where they're like a number 1 seed or a 3, 2, 4 seed. They're a 7 seed in this bracket as of those projections. So if it plays out like this, Arizona just feeling more confident. It does come down to the wire though, but Arizona's star power and offense, they just run away at the end. Even though I will say the Zags offense is, I think, top 10 too. So really high scoring game. Arizona just hits more clutch shots, and we'll say like Caleb Love puts up a 30 ball there. But already got rid of those two, so let's keep it going. God, I hate this spinner because it's so hard justifying for these teams. I don't even know if Seton Hall is going to make the tournament, but as of right now, they are moving on to the Sweet 16. And I will say, even though it's Sam Houston, C Hall, whatever, I don't care. Yeah, over Sam Houston, I don't know. Well, in this matchup, if this were to happen, they definitely have the edge there. Seton Hall's been playing in a tough Big East conference, and they're making a run with that new coach, that the guy that took St. Peter's to the Elite Eight last year, I believe. So they go on another run, get Sam Houston out of the way, and they're in the Sweet 16. So we will delete those two. I don't even know if they're gonna make the tournament at this point. They might be on the bubble still, I believe. I'm just gonna check that really quick. Oh, they're not even on the bubble. I don't even think they're in. Oh, they are in. They're actually still a 10 seed as of today. Okay, so they might be in the tournament. Sorry, I'm not trying to throw shade at Seton Hall. We got Florida. Where's Florida? Over Toledo. So I mean, if this played out, they could have been playing Duke, but if they're playing Toledo, I feel like I mean, come on, man. The MAC teams, not the best. Florida's has had flashes of greatness this season. They've beaten some tough teams. I mean, if they had this draw and actually had to play Toledo, I definitely feel like they would have the edge. Florida's a little inconsistent, but we'll just say that they get hot at the right time. And yeah, they just pull away. Lay it down. Keep it going here. Last video was like 40 minutes. Well, editing like 30 minutes. I'm trying to keep these a little shorter, just so you guys can watch. Some of this doesn't take forever. Tennessee over Northwestern. I do like Tennessee, especially in like the official brackets. Their defense and offense is, I think, like both top 40. Northwestern has been struggling recently, even though they started off strong. Tennessee has been hot. They won the SEC conference. Don't feel like I need to explain myself any further. Let's just keep it rolling along. I wonder what big upset we're gonna get. Here it comes. Morehead State over who? Mississippi State? I mean, if Morehead State could actually beat Creighton, Mississippi State could beat Washington State. I could see Morehead State beating Mississippi State. I don't remember if Morehead State's even still in their conference tournament. They might be if they won the final. They're a 14 seed as of right now, which is what they are right here. So let's just say that they beat Creighton, and then I definitely think they could have a chance to beat Mississippi State. Morehead State was the top of their conference all year. I'm pretty sure they won their conference tournament, if not in the final right now. But they'll be feeling hot. Mississippi State's been kind of all over the place, even though that they probably will make the tourney. I don't even know. I don't think they're out as of right now, but if Mississippi State makes it, I feel like Morehead State can take advantage of them being on a hot run. So we'll get rid of Morehead State and Mississippi State. Keep it going. Oh God, Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon, a lot of people are gonna like Grand Canyon. I mean, they have a crazy record. They've had a crazy year. But over Baylor, man, I don't know how to justify this. Both very high flying offenses. Baylor has been a little streaky on the defensive end. Grand Canyon can put up points. So let's just say Grand Canyon is just on a tear, throwing it up from three. And Baylor doesn't really know what hit them. They're expecting not the best team in a mid-major like that, but Grand Canyon only has a few losses this year. So Grand Canyon comes out firing, takes a big lead early. Baylor doesn't know what to do. They can never really catch back up. Grand Canyon moves on to face Arizona. That'd be an interesting matchup. Grand Canyon against Arizona. Let's keep it going. Glasses are always crooked. Come on, man. I can't really justify all these. We got Grambling over FAU. I mean, if they beat Purdue, then why can't they beat Florida Atlantic? And that'll be my reasoning, to be honest. I don't know what else to say. The spinner has spoken. Illinois. Who are they playing? San Diego State. So Illinois, I like their team, veteran team, Terrence Shannon, what's his name, Hawkins, Coleman Hawkins. They have that other kid that just started getting hot. San Diego State is a good team. Obviously they made that run last year, but this is a different year. They're not going to make the same run. I like Illinois over San Diego State there. Almost done with the round of 32. Well, how many more big upsets we're going to get? So we're going to get Auburn here. Where are you at? Auburn over James Madison. This would be an interesting game. James Madison only has like 3 losses this year. They would definitely give Auburn some trouble, but when it comes down to the wire, the experience, just the clutchness, the coaching, just the veteran play, Auburn takes over. They've been in bigger games. James Madison, I mean, great team. They beat Michigan State at the very beginning, I believe. Only a couple more losses. They just come up short. So close to the Sweet 16. St. John's from the first 4. Let's see if today they're even in still. They are. They're as an 11 seed, so they probably would be in the first 4 as of today. So that's what they were when I first started this video. Where are they at? They beat Wisconsin, and then, well, I mean, if they're playing Charleston, then, I mean, you got Rick Pitino, Big East. I mean, Charleston's a good team, but St. John's just too much. Way more athletic, just way more firepower. And I mean, if they've already beaten Wisconsin, they get a 14 seed in Charleston, they're going to be fired up, and they're going to feel confident knowing that they can take Charleston, so they move on. So let's delete these 2. 3 more spins. North Carolina over Boise State. It's always fascinating seeing what these matchups would be, especially on the random spinner ones, because I mean, I don't think like the 16 seeds are really going to win like this or go far, or like a lot of these upsets, but it's all like, you know, it's so random, like a lot of this stuff could happen. So it's always interesting seeing what potential matchups there could be in the tourney. I like Boise State a lot, but UNC, they're just on a tear right now. They're showing Duke who they are. They own the ACC at the moment. They're just going to obliterate Boise State if they actually were to get them, and then they would get St. John. So UNC could make it far, even though this is a random draw. They might get a little unlucky, but we'll see when we get to that point. 2 more spins. Then we'll have our Sweet 16 set. I'm not the biggest Clemson fan. I don't think they'll make it that far. But in this one, they are. And we're getting rid of all the upset seeds early, which is making it more real. Because we have Morehead State, a 14 seed in here. We have Grand Canyon in the Sweet 16. Grambling, a 16 seed in the Sweet 16. But Clemson over Vermont. I actually feel like this one would be really close. We'll say it comes down to the wire. Clemson throws up a prayer. They're down by 2, and they beat Vermont at the buzzer. Heartbreaking loss for Vermont, because I feel like Vermont's a good team, and they might keep it close if that were to actually be a matchup. We got one more. Stetson or Dayton. I can't believe this is happening, but we got 2 16 seeds in the Sweet 16. Stetson over Dayton, and I saw how fired up Stetson was to win their conference tournament, so we'll just say those magic powers carry over to beat UConn and Dayton, and then they're going to be taking on South Carolina. But yeah, this is our Sweet 16, and we're just going to keep it going. Alright, we're back for the Sweet 16, so let's just keep it going. And Sweet 16, I got my eyes on, I like Grand Canyon for some reason, especially in this random ass bracket. Morehead State's 14 seed going on a run right now. We'll do Morehead State. That doesn't make any sense, but we're gonna do it like that. Well, I mean, if they're on this hot of a run over Creighton, Mississippi State, I feel like they could take down a sorry Texas Tech team, especially who's like mid in their conference. Texas Tech, they don't even know what they're doing. They just beat Quinnipiac, and they're like, we're getting Morehead State now. They just get confused, lost. They don't even know how to play basketball anymore, and then Morehead State moves on to the Elite Eight. We'll take them out. We're going. Can't believe this, man. Rambling to the Elite Eight. I can't believe this is happening. I'm gonna put Gramb. Oh man. I mean, the only justification I have really, it's hard justifying these, man. I mean, I can go into stats and all that, but you know the chances of this happening. They're just hot. They're the first team to make it to the Elite Eight as a 16 seed. And they say, get out of our way, Clemson. We don't care about you. The ACC sucks. Clemson doesn't know what to do, so they step out of their way. I guess we'll just keep it going, man. Will Stetson match? No way. Okay. South Carolina. Alright, and the other 16 seed is officially out. Okay, so not as sus. When I say sus, I'm just seeing how realistic this bracket would actually be. But maybe we do get a 16 seed that goes that far. South Carolina over Stetson, just way too powerful. The players are just clearly better. Stetson's run comes to an end after shocking the world and beating the defending champions. South Carolina's on a hot streak right now. They just beat Kansas. They're wanting to go far, and they get it done against Stetson, make it to Elite Eight. So let's get that 16 seed out of there. Keep it going. Now it's feeling like a actual. Here's the team that I'm liking: Grand Canyon over Arizona. I'm not the biggest Arizona fan. I feel like they'll get booted out at some point before the Final Four. And in this bracket, it's going to be Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's just on that hot of a run. Arizona pulls a game like they did against Washington State twice this year. So bye-bye Wildcats. Keep it going. UNC gets St. John's out of the way. Makes it to the Elite Eight. Just too much star power again. They got Baycott, RJ Davis, the Cormac Ryan, Notre Dame transfer. Let's just say he goes off for like 7 threes. Baycott gets like 19 rebounds. They just dominate St. John's. Move on to the Elite Eight. Florida. This is a sneaky pick. They could be a dark horse, especially if they're playing Seton Hall. Florida in the Elite Eight. Florida's just on a hot run. They're getting a lot of these easy seeds after beating Iowa State, and their offense is too much for Seton Hall. Seton Hall's out of there. We definitely have some realistic picks right here. Realistic matchups. Just like ultra realistic matchups like that most likely will happen. Feel Auburn over Tennessee. I don't like this, but this would be a sneaky pick. If this were to actually happen and Auburn would win. I do like Tennessee more, but Auburn defense is not the best. We'll just say Tennessee's not having a good day defensively since they're known to be a defensive team. Auburn puts up like 90 points. Tennessee can't catch up. Auburn moves on to the Elite Eight. Then there were two. Houston or Illinois? It looks like Houston's going to fall short once again. That's like 3 years in a row where people thought they were going to make it super far. But no, Illinois moves on to the Elite Eight, and this is our Elite Eight. I know I'm supposed to be justifying. We'll say Houston has the #1 defense in the country. Illinois, Terrence Shannon, they just can't defend him. He's going on a rip. 40 bomb, drops it on Houston's head. The win by 3, move on to the Elite Eight. So we got Grambling, a 16 seed, first ever 16 seed in the Elite Eight. 5 seed South Carolina. Grambling facing 6 seed Florida. South Carolina facing 2 seed UNC. We got 4 seed Illinois versus 14 seed Morehead State. I don't know if a 14 seed's ever made it to the Elite Eight. Grand Canyon, an 11 seed. VCU made it this far. There's probably a couple other 11 seeds. Syracuse maybe a few years ago. And then number 4 seed Auburn. So some pretty sneaky matchups that could play out in real life. All right, this is the Elite Eight, and let's just keep it going. And I said my team, I think last round was Grand Canyon. Let's see if they can make it to the Final Four. Hopefully your team is still in it. Let me know when your team that you picked at the beginning got out. Morehead State, I guess, is going to the Final Four. Probably the first 14 seed to make it to the Final Four. Congratulations. They're just on such a hot streak. Illinois doesn't know what to do. They get torched. Terrence Shannon goes for like 1 for 29. Coleman Hawkins gets 3 technical fouls, even though that's not possible. Gets kicked out. I don't know, man. Morehead State moves on. Let's just keep it going. We're so close. Auburn. So Grand Canyon, my team is out. We got Auburn going to the Final Four. Congratulations. Auburn's offense is too much. Grand Canyon's luck. And run comes to an end. I feel like at this point I'm just justifying like how hot their run is, because I mean any team can go on a hot run at the end of the year in the tournament like this, so it's kind of hard to justify. I'm trying my best. South Carolina into the Final Four, and again South Carolina has only lost a few games this year. They like to keep the games close, but they have a few big wins. So we'll just say that this is a really, and I just put the wrong team in. I'm sorry, South Carolina, but we'll just say South Carolina is just not missing that night, and Cormac Ryan is wasting a lot of threes for UNC. RJ Davis is having a bad shooting night, and I believe Michi Johnson is on South Carolina, and he is becoming the player of the tournament at the moment, having an unreal postseason for South Carolina. So we got one team to choose left. Will a 16 seed be in the Final Four? No, and I almost want to say thank God, because I don't know how to justify that. Florida, a 6 seed in the Final Four. Grambling, it's never been done before in the Final Four. They still can't do it. History is not on their side. Florida pulls away, win by like 15 plus, solidify their place in the Final Four. So we got Florida versus Auburn, SEC matchup, and we got all SEC and Morehead State, a 14 seed. Wow. It's 3 SEC teams in Morehead State. Who would have guessed? So we'll just throw in Florida, Auburn, South Carolina, Morehead State, our Final Four. Since this is random, I'm going to go for South Carolina. I feel like Morehead State would be the one that you would want to choose. Since it's random, we're going to go for South Carolina. Why not? And let's see who wins this random ass spinner bracket. South Carolina is in the championship. The 14 seed will not be moving on. Their run comes to end because that's never happened. History is not on their side. South Carolina, Michi Johnson on the hottest run of all time. And who will they be playing against in the SEC? We got an SEC matchup for the final. I'm going to say off the bat it's going to be Florida. And it is Florida. What a terrific championship. Florida versus South Carolina. Good old SEC matchup in the tournament we've all been wanting. So I'll put SC in here, South Carolina. And then I guess we're spinning. So this is going to be the champion. I can't waste it. I was going to guess. I was going to say South Carolina, but I know you. I don't know if you believe me or not. But there it is. South Carolina, the random spinner bracket winner. Let's look at their run. They beat USF, who may not even be in the tournament. They beat Kansas, who might be prone with injuries. They beat 16 seed Stetson. I don't really think I have to say much there. They beat a UNC that'd probably be their best win of the tournament. And then they beat a 14 seed Morehead State. And then they beat a SEC rival, Florida, in the championship to take home the hardware. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just look at the bracket a little bit, see what it looks like compared to our real ones. We had a 16, a 13, a 14, a 15, a 12, an 11, a 15, a 14, 11, 14, 11, 16 win. That's probably too many compared to what usually happens. But moving on to the Sweet 16, we had a 16, a 5, a 6, a 10, a 1, a 4, 11, a 2, 14, 7, 4, 1, 2, 11, 5, 16. I like that except for the 16 seeds. But then we get to the Elite 8, it's fairly realistic other than the SEC team. But Grambling, I mean, that's possible. We've had 16 seeds winning the last few years. 6 seed, 4 seed, 11 seed, 5 seed, 2 seed, 4 seed, 14 seed. It's definitely possible. And then the Final Four is kind of goofy. A 4, 5, 6, and a 14. 3 SEC teams. I know it's random, but it's always funny because basically picking a real bracket is almost like these odds. It's really that random, and everybody knows that, except the better teams usually make it to like the Elite 8 Final Four championship, and it's kind of funny. We did have a 14 seed, but the rest were the better teams that made it to the Final Four. So I don't know, you can kind of use this as a reference. It doesn't really do anything statistic-wise, but kind of shows you how random these brackets can be and like how realistic they can look when you're literally just flipping a coin for each matchup. I mean, if you look at these matchups, Vermont could definitely upset Bama and then lose to Clemson. Florida could beat Iowa State, could be a lower seed Toledo, and then could be a lower seed Seton Hall, and they can make it to Elite 8. That could definitely happen. Tennessee, a 1 seed, can win these and then lose to a 4 seed. I mean, any of this can happen. So it's always fun doing these. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what team that you thought was going to win. Let me know what team that you're surprised made it this far, even though it's a random bracket. And let me know what your real picks are for the official bracket and who your big upsets are for the official bracket. And yeah, watch the first video if you guys haven't, just to see the whole thing. And don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on my socials. The links are in the bio. X, Instagram, TikTok. And I will see you guys for the next video. I'll be doing an official bracket next week when the actual teams come out, the official teams for this year's March Madness. I will be filling out a few. So yeah, follow me on all the socials. I'll keep you guys up to date, and appreciate the support. I'll see you guys next time.